champion Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Rhule. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. The boys are back. That's right. My name is Neal Rhule. That guy on the screen next to me, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. Big Mike Gentry. He's got his Viper sweatshirt on. And, of course, Spencer Raxter, Spenmo Rax here in the house. We're locked. We're loaded. Big-time show. Tons of football to get to. Lions Seahawks this week. We're going to talk to KJ Wright.
Score.
From the Super Bowl winner with the Seattle Seahawks. We'll pick his brain. Yeah, absolutely. He'll be coming up in the second hour of the show. There was a ton to get to. Yes, the Aaron Rodgers thing is newsworthy. But D-Mac, I know that this affects this text group right here. I saw this yesterday. Apple changing the charging cords yet again. When the new round of iPhones come out, they are going to the USB-C connector. Your run-of-the-mill Beats headphones, Android charger, all that stuff. There'll be universal connectivity, D-Mac.
Is that good then?
In the grand scheme, probably yes.
Like when I need to charge my phone, is it going to be easier to charge my phone?
I think so, unless you're at home. Because you're going to have all these lightning cables at your house. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Okay.
Spencer, do you support this move?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting a new phone anytime soon, so I'm good. I'm good.
Is that what it comes down to?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Tammy Chin, boo to you, Apple. Currently at home, it stinks. So there's that as well.
Think about that, though. Like, there's I know we're off subject of sports, but how much money do you spend buying a charger? I break those cords, like the tips of them, because you know, sometimes maybe your input goes off and you got to jimmy it a certain way just to get the charge, and then you snap it off. I mean, I find myself paying $10 every time.
That seems to be very on brand for you, D-Mac.
It is very on brand for me. So hopefully maybe this will cut that down, you know.
Yes, absolutely. It is a Rest in Peace Tuesday.
Ooh.
Big Mike Gentry has delivered. The graphics department has delivered. And we're going to get into that at 11:28. That's going to be... and there's going to be an addition to this graphic, too. I can't wait for this one, the idea that D-Mac came up with. So we'll have that fresh one for you next week as well. But BMG, it's his time to shine. That's why he's here. Production savant. Bringing things to the table. You got your Rest in Peace ready, Spenmo?
Oh, yeah.
I do, too.
So
and it's
do I.
in-house here at Woodward, by the way. 11:28, that is coming up. But yes, that is correct. Ryan's reaction. D-Mac, this is how this is working with the iPhone cord. European Union is making it the law for universal connectivity, reduces waste, those types of things. So here we are, D-Mac.
Oh, we all of a sudden care about the earth and all this stuff.
Well,
this is
to be
make it a
fair,
better...
I think it, and I think even the most staunch flag-waving, America, love it or leave it person can say, you know, the European Union does a little bit better job than we do, maybe in that respect. You know what I'm saying?
Is
I
this
think that's
like
fair
gas
to say.
versus electric?
I think there's those overtones to it.
Okay.
You know, their food's a little more clean than our food is. You know what I'm saying right here. Like that's the way they operate.
A little bit more chill.
A little more chill, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that is it. Soft Jones says, "How can you boo this, Big Mike Gentry?" I go to you. Your team iPhone. You upset? Do you care?
I don't care. I just got a new iPhone, so I think I'm chilling, just like Spencer.
Well, though, because the next generation of iPhones, it's changing.
Whatever. I'll get a new one. Just adjust. I don't know. I get a new iPhone all the time. So
Big Mike Gentry is America, Spenny.
He is America.
What do you mean by that?
I'll just get a new phone.
I will. When a new one comes out, I'm gonna get it.
Hey, you know what? I'm reading the chat thread, WoodwardSports.com. Keep them coming. Where I'm not the only one who pays so much, and somebody advised me to buy a wireless charger. Yeah, that'd be great, but I got an iPhone 6 and it doesn't wireless charge.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I'm like Spenny, is that I don't like changing it over. I have a bunch of different ones, but the newer one's for definitely easier, but it's for more high-tech social media. So thanks for the advice, but it doesn't work. It's too old.
Adam Schefter has just tweeted, as a matter of fact, an MRI confirmed today that Aaron Rodgers officially tore his Achilles on the fourth play of his Jets career. Rodgers' season now is officially over. There are already questions about whether his Hall of Fame career is too as well. So that is out there. That has become official. And that's it. And, but hey,
I'm disappointed.
Zach Wilson held the ship firm. They're 1-0.
Dude, they got to win. They found a way.
That defense held the ship firm.
Well, they're supposed to, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's what I was told.
That's their bread and butter. And, I mean, if you hadn't seen it, I know that our very own Braylon Edwards, who was at the game and said what an insane catch live, but if you haven't seen that Garrett Wilson touchdown catch, that was nasty, the way he deflected it to himself. It was almost a pick breakup. He played DB on that.
Yes.
He looked like the DB intercepting it to himself. So, I mean, props to Robert Saleh and the Jets for getting it done. So it'll be interesting. I saw something, Neal, that I think it made me think of you. I think the Jets have 5 primetime games with Zach Wilson at
You're going to get all the Zach Wilson you want, Spenny.
That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about. The Cougars around town, they're on high alert now.
Oh, yeah.
Woodwardsports.com chat thread. Pete Smith, European Union doesn't allow high fructose corn syrup because it's dangerous. It is. Look, go to the political channel for all of that, and we can have that discussion. It's Aaron Rodgers. Ryan's reaction. Bart Starr with more Super Bowls, Favre with more playoff wins. Is Rodgers the third best Packers quarterback? I love it. I don't love that he got hurt, by the way, because I
don't either, because I wanted to see.
I wanted to see him have to
fall.
I
and
did
have
too.
to talk and whatever. And this is sort of like, it seems like the easy way out. You don't want to. I mean, awful injury.
You know what this is to me? This is what TNT did to me when the Panthers eliminated Toronto in the Air Canada Center. This was them cutting back to the studio as soon as the game was over. I feel robbed. I feel cheated.
Yeah, you didn't get to see it.
Because I wanted to see it happen.
You know what? Just one of the things that got me thinking, didn't J.K. Dobbins go out with the same thing? Mm-hmm. Right? So is this, and it reflects back to, wasn't it Cam Akers that had this that came back real quick from the, I mean, it seems like the Achilles is a new knee.
Seems to be that way.
I know people were yelling online and stuff about the turf and all this other stuff, but it's just disappointing. But we'll see. We'll see what the Jets do. Do they make a move for another quarterback, or is it Zach Wilson's ship?
Now, Spot Track sent out a tweet of the available. If you wanted to, kick the tires and see, old Teddy Bridgewater's name was on there. We have a backup quarterback you can have for the low price of a second-round pick.
See, I was telling you earlier is that they're in such need. Why would you not say I want a first-rounder and hold to that if you were Brad Holmes?
Would you right here, right now, Spenny? Second-round pick.
Yes.
My man.
Yes, immediately.
My man. To quote Ted DiBiase,
but here's the alternative.
Everybody has a price.
You're the one, but do you not think that you could just make them wait for a minute and just say, like, you're looking for a first rounder, maybe a conditional first rounder or something like that, and then if they don't bite on that, you can always go back to second rounder.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. That's what I would part with. I'd probably take a would you take a third?
Yes.
So would I.
I'd take a fourth.
I would take a fourth too. But shh. I'm just saying, I would love to see
and
it.
I'm glad Brad Holmes is at the helm.
Yeah, absolutely. Soft Jones. Every other device I own uses a USB-C cord. I have 1 million of them. I keep buying Lightnings that stop working or I lose. Tammy Chin. I have an entire drawer full of chargers and cords. So, that's a big revenue loser, I think, for Apple, that they would have to do this. I bet they fought this. I bet they did. With their silly little headphones. Their regular-ass headphones that they put a lightning connector on, then boom, they're $30.
That was sketch.
Yeah. So I just like to see Apple have to wear this one. For once, Apple is going to take an L, even though they won't. They'll figure out something. You know that they will.
Turn it into a dub.
Yes. Uncle Neal Saw Feet. We'll call you Uncle Undertaker from now on. On Tuesdays, yes, you will, at 11:28. We will have it for you today. we do have some Lions discussion to get to. Lions Seahawks, as we said. KJ Wright joining us coming up around noon. But that is the way that it's going to shake out here today. So, again, I know the Mel Tucker thing is out there as well. Spenny, I don't know. I've had a bit of a shift in the way I feel, and I shouldn't allow Mel Tucker's statement to do that to me, but I did to some degree. Because we were at Feldman Chevrolet yesterday. I'm curious to get your take.
Yeah, I mean, I read his statement as well, and even if everything he said is true, he's still never going to coach again at Michigan State. You still cannot take action like that with a vendor, with someone that is, brought into the university. You're a leader of men. That's something that cannot happen in the situation you're in, especially with the recent history of Michigan State and what's going on there. So it's over for Mel.
I would agree with that, but I think it's mission accomplished for the Mel Tucker legal camp. Because I just go by how I feel, right? If it makes me ask a question about it, that means the price goes up, the exit price and the negotiation. So maybe now, instead of a tenth of his contract, maybe now he's going to get 25 to go. He's going to get some money to go away.
Yeah.
I truly believe. Because if you're Michigan State, you're going to sit here and haggle over $25 million? No. I'm not. I'm not looking at the artist renderings of the courtroom. We have to sit there and go through all this and pay this legal team $50,000 an hour and all that. I'm just not going to do it, man. I'm going to scratch a check and move on. So, all right, I just wanted to check in with you on that and see where it was at. You're a Big Ten guy, Spenny.
Yep.
3 interim coaches right now in the Big Ten.
Not great.
I guess, the question is, and absolutely to Spenny's point, in your position to do whatever, it's something now legally or whatever comes out with the investigation in the wash. Let's just wait and see how it plays out. But my question is, Spenny, is there anybody on the short list for you to replace?
Great
because
question.
You got to get it back. Let's get it back on track. So this is all going to play out, right? Just like everything else, just like all the other garbage in the Big Ten that we've seen going back to Penn State, the Michigan State with the doctors, whatever it is. Okay, so let it play out. But back to the football. Is there anybody on the short list, or where do you go from here as a Sparty fan? What would you like to see?
I mean, it's kind of hard to think about it right now. Obviously, Coach Barnett and Coach D'Antonio are going to be the ones taking the helm as of right now. But when you look at guys that you could bring in to replace them, Matt Campbell is a big one that I think about. And, Pat Narduzzi is another guy that you look at who has ties here and you could bring in. We'll see what's going on there. I don't know. Like I said, it's hard to think about right now. Maybe Brian Hartline, you can kick the tires on that and see what's going on there. But there's obviously going to be an extensive search done. Mike Elko, the head coach at Duke, you see what's going on there. But yeah, as of right now, it's hard to think about that before we fix the situation going on in-house.
No, fair. All fair points. It was interesting too. I'll listen to some of the people around town, and I'll give them their due when when it's warranted. They're more plugged into the Michigan State community. It was interesting hearing about how Luke Fickell was pretty much delivered, and then the underside of Michigan State kind of botched it. And I don't know how true that is, but I would assume there is some degree of truth to that. And Luke Fickell should have been the guy, man. Should have been the guy.
Yep.
So, but we'll see how it shakes out. Brandon Katz chimes in. Tucker will settle, likely get $30 to $40 million of the remaining $80 million on his deal. And then Lorena Rio says Katz is now putting on his lawyer training hat. So there's that out there as well. Real quick too, like the talk about consensual relation. This isn't a criminal thing, guys. Like we're not talking about a criminal case. We're talking about a morality clause. And there's a lot of room to interpretate that for what it means. So, again, you're seeing people posturing, man. And I brought this up yesterday, D-Mac. People will get paid 3 ways on this. There'll be 3. Michigan State will save some money. Mel Tucker will save some money. And then we'll see if there's any litigation that comes from it. You know what it is, man. Follow the money. And, hey, follow the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for your inside scoop on your Detroit Lions with the Woodward and Maine Show featuring Gabby D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Detroit legend Terry Foster. Episodes 2 times a week, Sundays at 8 a.m. to kick off your football Sunday, and Tuesdays at 7 a.m. as well. The most in-depth reporting and breakdown of the game, the players, and all things Detroit Lions. Go to YouTube, type Woodward Sports, and you're in there. It's the Woodward Sports Lions Insider Show. We got some Lions stuff that we are going to get into the mix, no question about it. And D-Mac's going to get you into the mix as far as your next haircut goes.
Well, absolutely. One thing's for sure, you come into Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut, and your hair will be cut to perfection. Yes, and you can also register to win a trip of your dreams, all expenses paid, to the 2024 NCAA basketball tournament. That's right, no expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key, and that is exactly what Mark White and Associates offers. With the minute-by-minute listing agreement by Mark White and Associates, try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate, visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. That's 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Off and running here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network on a Tuesday. Neal, Rhule, Darren, McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter as well, live at the Planet Fitness Studios. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump in to there, get your thoughts in there. We'll read them like this one from Mason Leach. The only thing criminal is how Neal is not joking around with this situation, but throws shade at Jim Harbaugh buying a kid a hamburger. Number one, it wasn't for Jim Harbaugh, quote, buying a kid a hamburger. Did he not lie to the investigators? Mark me here. Anybody?
He did.
He did. He did?
He did.
Huh. And I'm guessing he did because he's suspended too, right? Among other Big Ten coaches that are suspended. If you guys are going to have all these kinds of scandals, you better win more, man. Like, that's the way this stuff works. So, again, Mason Leach, tell me where I'm wrong. I'll wait. Lions Seahawks coming up this weekend. Ford Field, the get-in price approaching Taylor Swift numbers. I'm joking, it's not. More Morgan Wallen.
There's nothing left.
Yeah.
There can't be because there's nothing left. More like Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, more like Morgan Wallen.
Okay.
Get-in numbers.
Oh, think about it. It's going to be an absolute zoo down there.
Yes.
I mean, everything, like, coming off that win, what it's done for you, giving you sort of the time, and the guys got the weekend off, so they got to refocus and stuff like this. You got a Seattle team that is obviously they didn't get the start at home the way that they won and losing to the Rams, but they'll be ready to play. But oh my gosh, how much excitement is going to be downtown. I know our pregame show, Jeff Iafrate, he shed 5 Eastern Market. We'll all be down there. Then we got the watch party here, but I mean, this is an exciting weekend coming up for football that I can remember.
No, it is. It's just something that's going to be incredible, an incredible atmosphere. And I'm actually going to ask KJ Wright about that. I wonder about, do the Seattle Seahawks, who are famed for their their 12th man and that circus that is at Seattle, do they fully comprehend what they're walking into? Because I don't know that they do. This town is, they're a pack of pit bulls on a chain right now.
I just know how it was at the preseason game. That was down there for the preseason game against the Giants, and it was loud there. I mean, crazy. So, I mean, home field advantage. This is like something everybody's all in. So it's going to be exciting to watch.
No, it will be. And look, Seahawks too, coming in off a loss. When we talked about it yesterday, I saw the line had opened up. I saw the Lions were favored by 5.5. It shot up to 6, and now it's been bet back down to 5.5. So that seems to be about the line. I thought 6 was kind of aggressive.
Yeah, that is aggressive.
You know what I'm saying? I know that everyone says 62-13 in the chat yesterday. You remember that, Big Mike Gentry?
Yep, they're calling for a blowout.
Oh, absolutely. They
All
are.
blowouts.
Yeah. And then somebody said, I have it a little closer, 37-13. So I know that's where everybody is with it. That's what they expect. But again, people I think might be sleeping on the fact a little bit. The Seahawks are 0-1 in a division where you have the 49ers. Right? You have the 49ers in that division. The Rams look like they might be a little better than we thought they were going to be. Because you just lost to them.
Right.
So I think that you're going to get one of Seattle's better shots of the season here. Because 0-2 is a death sentence when you start going by the percentages.
Like they did last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ready. They're going to be ready to play. I mean, they still got, Metcalf, and is Lockett still there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, you saw what they did until we can prove it. The one thing that when you're talking about people, 62-13, 37-13, but the one thing that is constant is that our defense is different. We expect our defense to be different. We expected it before we saw it. We saw it, and now we continue to expect it. So the one thing is, Neal, is that no matter what, we expect to be better than I do believe we expect to force Seattle into a punt this time. Last time they did not punt the whole game. That will be different now. And I think that's what's going to show. So definitely you're going to get, well, obviously it's game 2. You're going to get their best game of the season.
And I understand, too, the Seahawks are having some line issues, in terms of injuries and stuff like that. We'll wait and see how, the injury report shakes itself out. But when it was winning time on Thursday night, and again, Andy Reid told you all you needed to know about the Lions' offensive line when it was 4th and 20, and he went for it. He knew.
Yep.
He knew if the Lions got the ball back, he wasn't getting it back. And again, this is why, for me, I know everyone gets caught up in the sizzle of the offense and everything, but the reason this football team is good because their offensive line is elite. Not good, not middle of the road, not upper third of the league. Elite, top 5. You could make it top 5 universally. Top 3, if you want to have the discussion. In my mind, they are. But, D-Mac, this is a constant, and we're going to see this all year long. And the reason, which is bad, I think, for our line of work here, and I'll have to figure something out, I guess. But the message for me is going to be the same, D-Mac. The moral of the story is when it's 3rd and 2, Penei Sewell's 6 yards down the field.
Right.
And David Montgomery's on the ground 4 yards down the field. You know what I'm saying? With a first down.
Well, that's the whole thing that's apparent, right? Is that all the things that we heard about Montgomery falling forward, going forward, getting those 2-3 hard yards, running those hard yards behind arguably one of the top offensive line. The one thing that, Neal, I don't know if the other night, Thursday night, but in a crucial rushing situation, they ran left, right? Everybody expects to run behind. So, but that just goes to show you how strong the whole unit is, and it's the backbone of this team. We've said it all along, and it needs to continue to be.
Right, and that's what it's going to be going forward.
So it's easy, and the narrative shouldn't change because that means they're doing it the right way. When we're dependent and we think that our receivers are the best, we're in trouble. So it's got to be that. That's where it starts. And what do we always say? You always say it, right? So we got pushed one way, right? What we're looking is for our defensive line, which we can all agree because there was conversation when we were watching the live chat in the game and about Are we getting enough pressure from our interior and stuff? And it's still a question. But the thing is, as they practice against each other, as they continue to go against each other. Why do I know this? Because I practice against Hall of Famers my whole career. You will get better. That defense will get better because that offense will push. And then what are you going to see? Right? Your narrative, Neal, will be pushing just both sides of the line and everybody else filling in.
Yeah, you have your defensive line, that pushes this way, and then your offensive line pushes that way.
Yeah, that way.
And that's the way it works every single time.
And to your point, this could be because, you're playing against the best quarterback in the league, who's more elusive than anything else. But is this a game where, because Seattle is suffering up front, that this defensive line and Aiden Hutchinson and these ends eat? I would hope so, because again, after last year getting drubbed at the way that they did, not being able to throw up any defense against Seattle, that sits in the back of your mind. You got something to prove.
Lorena Rios, the Lions will score. Lorena Rios, the Lions will score 30-plus points. Chuck Brewer, I see the Lions up 84-0 at halftime. I mean, that's fair. That's a fair expectation, right?
Sure.
It's a fair expectation for them to get 84 points. Ryan's reaction says, I'd buy that. Ransom says Seattle's at their best when they can throw deep. The O-line will be an issue they can overcome. Detroit's defense won't give them time. We need a quarterback spy on him, too. And, I guess, and I caught myself doing this on Thursday. And D-Mac, we were out at Feldman. I kind of gave my recap of the game. And I told the people, I said, I watched the first half on an airplane. And, coming from Detroit, there were about 100 people on the plane where cheers would go up. Every single seat back had the game on, every single one of them.
That's awesome.
And the cheers would go up and stuff like that. It was like being at a sports bar, and it was, for me, like the electricity and everything like that, the juice, that's going to be amplified to the 100th degree on Sunday. But I want to ask you this, D-Mac, because you played in big games, that first Stanley Cup run, the Stanley Cup Finals, where after all these years you step out onto that ice. Can that be a negative sometimes? Like just too much juice in the building? Is that possible?
Okay, so yes, if you don't know how to handle it. Right, and I think sometimes what you see is a more inexperienced team.
Because D-Mac, I see you bouncing off the walls walking out there.
But so I'm allowed to bounce off the walls, right? Because Shanny or whatever is, when they are Joey or whatever, when they put their hand on you or when they tell you whatever, gear it down, then you gear it down. Like you're allowed to go and say, embrace it or whatever. But that's where you have leadership. That comment right there, Neal, was something that I think that we're going to ask, KJ Wright, because being in the environment and stuff, they've experienced it back when they were winning the Super Bowl. We know all that in Seattle. But here's the thing. This is why I don't think it will. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, what was the one thing he said after the game? Winners recognize winners. Right? And in that's the leadership and stuff like that. So between our offensive line, the Taylor Deckers, the Frank Ragnalls, all those veteran guys, between your coach, I think that they're going to be well prepared for this, so it's not an issue. With an inexperienced team, I believe that, yes, it could be an issue, but I don't think it'll be for us.
Sports marketing agency, they spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. The podcast called This Is the S Word helps address the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or someone you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Thesportsma.com, the sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, shit. Go in.
Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com. Neal Rhule here for the Academy of Warren. Still time to enroll. The new school year is underway. What do they have for you? At Academy of Warren, kindergarten through 8th grade that features AM/PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, a learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and kindergarten through 8th grade athletics in a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome fieldhouse with a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. It's got room for 7-on-7 football as well. Enroll now. academyofwarren.net. Keeping it pushing, that is right. It is time. It's a Rest in Peace Tuesday. The football world, who's your pick, who you calling out, who you putting to bed forever. It is time. Big Mike Gentry on the ones and twos. You know how we do. We're going to go around the room. Who are you laying to rest in the world of football this week? Darren McCarty, who's resting in peace?
Well, the easy out is Aaron Rodgers. He's done, leg, whatever like this. But I'm going out west.
Okay.
I'm going to the LA Chargers. And you know what? We sit on the quarterback a lot, and we do things like this. But in this case, I'm not going to put it on the quarterback. Let's look at who's in charge. Enough's enough over last year, the year before, everything else. $4 million a year. Get rid of this guy. Brandon Staley. Rest in peace, baby. That coach out there, if you lose the way that you did this weekend, and it's just a continuation. It's the same song. So I'm putting the coach in the blender.
Wow.
I've had enough.
That is it. Let's go to Spenmo. Spenmo Racks. Who you got resting in peace?
I have the New York Football Giants. That was one of the most embarrassing performances I've ever seen in my entire life. 40-0 on Sunday Night Football. Went out there, got completely embarrassed. I know the Cowboys are good, but I don't think they're that good. Like, that was bad, man. R.I.P. to the Giants. That is terrible.
And you know what else? Absolutely. You know what else about that? After having supply chain issues last season, Daniel Jones Turnovers Incorporated is back. Mm-hmm. The factory is open. They've added a third shift. They've got a new distribution arm nationwide. They are pumping out turnovers right now. It's mass-produced turnovers. He is back.
Yeah, he is.
He ain't resting in. The turnover factory is not resting in peace.
It's up and going.
The turnover factory are paying dividends to the stockholders. They may do a stock split. Daniel Jones Turnovers Incorporated. Business is booming. But I like it, though. Rest in peace, New York Giants. BMG.
Rest in peace to all Garrett Wilson fantasy owners. Your season's chalked. Have fun with Zach Wilson. Don't need to say much more.
Well, but wait. Mikey, didn't he score a touchdown last night?
Did you see what it took for him to get that touchdown?
I wouldn't be counting on that for much longer.
Is that the only touchdown you're saying? I think you're right, though. But what an amazing catch. You still got to see it if you haven't seen it.
It was incredible. But the only reason it was incredible, because the throw was so piss poor from Zach Wilson.
When I first saw it, I thought it was Josh Allen throwing it to, I was like, who's that Buffalo receiver there? Oh, no, wait, it's the other way around. That's how bad the throw was.
Absolutely. All right, my rest in peace. Some would say it's aggressive. I've seen enough. And the pieces for this have been in place over the last, season and change into this year. Rest in peace to the Nick Saban dynasty. The dynasty.
Hook 'em horns.
And it's got less to do with Texas and less to do with other folks. The talent, the Ferrari talent, is not there anymore. And there's words around the campfire, people talking about Quinn Ewers was supposed to go to Alabama. But then the old Texas conglomerate said, no.
The conglomerate?
He's coming to Texas.
The conglomerate?
And they stepped in. And as we talked about last week, the people who spoke out the most against the name, image, and likeness, Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney, by the way, is 3-4 in their last 7 games, I believe. The people that were the loudest against the name, image, and likeness, they're the ones.
The old guys.
They're the old guys.
It's a young guys. It's a young guys college football now.
The Clemson and Alabama dynasty, rest in peace. That's it. It's all over. And we talked about it too. Super Juggernaut 87, rest in peace to the haters of Deion Sanders. I'll have that one next week, and that was rest in peace. So, Gentry, good job, man. Absolutely what I was looking for out of that. Good stuff.
It's only going to get better. Only going to get better.
You saw D-Mac's idea for the graphic there.
That'll be in for what, next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Can't wait for it. Speaking of rest in peace, BMG, we got the mic on for our guy over there? Absolutely we do. Speaking of rest in peace, our guy, the resident Jets fan in all of Woodward sports fandom, Abe in Southfield. Abe just happened to be rolling by. Abe has quickly made the shift from the Aaron Rodgers jersey back to the Sauce Gardner jersey. And Abe, I have to give you credit. Number one, you called this yesterday.
I did.
You called this. You said this was how it was going to go down. But number two, props to you for being so fluid that you could just go right back to Sauce Gardner as your guy.
Hell yeah. Sauce Gardner is our guy. First of all, Sauce Gardner, Detroit's own.
Sauce Gardner. Now bring him home.
Eastside, what up?
Last night.
He did not have the greatest game, but rest in peace to the New York Jets Super Bowl chances, because those ended. I think, Neal, I told you yesterday it's going to be 6 plays into the season. I overshot that it was 4 plays into our season, that it just is over. We're done. The emotions going through me through the entire night were just like, I didn't even care if they won the game anymore. Like, the season was over. Off to 2024.
Spanny, are you here?
Mm-hmm.
Keep talking.
No, it's so painful. The Jets are still a very good team. They're still a playoff caliber, because that defense is ridiculous. Cool. Everyone talks about how Josh Allen had a terrible game. It wasn't just Josh Allen playing poorly. The Jets defense had a major hand in that. They're still a playoff caliber team, but the goal is not just, hey, make the playoffs. That's nice. That's cute. The goal is to go make a deep playoff run. And we talked about this yesterday. It's not Super Bowl or bust. That's a ridiculous sentiment that anybody says about any team in sports. But the goal was to make a nice playoff run. And with Zach Wilson or Tim Boyle or Randall Cobb at quarterback, it doesn't matter anymore. The season is a complete loss and failure.
D-Mac.
He's throwing a receiver at quarterback. He threw at Tim Boyle, too. Oh, my gosh.
D-Mac, I just want the record to show that you hear another team's fan base saying, how does this happen to us?
What about making a move? What about making a trade?
We have a backup QB.
We got a guy.
I heard what you said. First of all, let me tell you this. If anything, the Aaron Rodgers injury last night showed you need to have a quality backup. Because if Goff goes down, then what are you going to do? And not necessarily the same catastrophic injury. What if he tweaks an ankle, is out 2 games?
We'll go to the guy that was 0-4 last year when he came in as a backup.
Perfect. Teddy Bridgewater's he's a nice player. There's options out there, but nothing that's going to really move the needle.
Teddy Bridgewater for Quentin Williams, straight up.
Straight up. Who says no?
I think I don't even think that's a fair trade. I think we have to throw Sauce in also.
Okay,
yeah.
That's
Maybe.
fair.
I mean,
we'll give you a 6th-round pick too, just
that's
to keep
cool.
it square.
And if you make it a 5, I'll give you Garrett Wilson
How about a 6? We'll keep it a 6.
Fine.
You can
Fair.
have Will Harris too.
Yeah, we'll throw in Will Harris.
Perfect. Done deal. I'll call Joe D right now.
Bring him home
and let him know.
Bring them both home.
Let him know.
Bring
But
them all home.
There's really no good, solid quarterback options out there. Who are you getting in the middle of the season that's like, yeah, now that's taken us from a potential playoff team to somebody that can make a deep run?
Jameis Winston?
No, I don't even want Jameis Winston.
Oh, you want the Jameis Winston experience?
I already have that. I have Zach Wilson. I already know what it's like to throw the ball all over the field with no regard for humanity.
Carson Wentz.
I know what I just said. It's the exact same thing.
So Abe came in and put his own Jets to bed.
He did.
He just
I
came
did.
in and
There's
rest in
one
peace.
guy out of retirement I'd be willing to take a look at, and he's not great anymore, but Matt Ryan. Because it's a veteran, professional guy that you know can at least lead a locker room. Not some guy that is just a bum from all over the place.
Matt Ryan looks like Zach Wilson's dad.
That's
He does.
fine. That's fine. Let him throw the 7-yard slants all day. I'm good with that.
Well, who would have thought Aaron Rodgers was holding Zach Wilson back?
Yes.
Let Zach cook.
Trash Wilson. Yep.
Ryan's reaction, Jets are coming in 3rd in their division in 2023. Where's it going to be? Real quick.
It will be 3rd because, well, look, we did beat the Bills last night with Zach Wilson. So there still is that Miami's offense looks electric.
Oh, yeah, and don't get me wrong, too. I'll tell you what, Josh Allen, one more game like that, the Undertaker will be coming for you on a Tuesday as well.
Week 11 when they play the Jets again.
Oh, stop. Abe, stop.
We ready.
Appreciate you coming through, though, man.
Always.
Yeah, absolutely. Our resident Jets fan. We had to let him do the eulogy, D-Mac. I think that's fair.
That is good. It's nice of him to come in and just absolutely put a dagger right through his own team.
It's okay. They put a dagger in me last night. So.
And they've been putting a dagger in you for
My
your
entire
life.
Yeah.
Man,
We've seen it. We
Bring
talked
back Mark Sanchez.
bring him back. Bring him home.
I'm perfect. I was texting a buddy of mine today. He said, "Bring Vinny back." I'm like, "Vinny's old. Let's get Mark Sanchez in. Dude looks like he can still throw the ball."
There you go.
He does look like he can swing. He can still sling it. Speaking of Jets fans, Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway will be hosting the Lions postgame show after every Lions. He loves all teams, though, Maz. You can't tell Tom Mazaway who to root for, by the way. I got in trouble for that. Tune into Woodward Sports for hot off the press takes, game analysis, Kool-Aid chugging celebrations. You don't want to miss it. Maz plus special guests each week directly following every Lions game exclusively on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. No, Abe, I do feel sorry for you. I do. But, this is what happens when you're 40 and you don't sell your body to the game the way Tom Brady did. People thought it was equal. It's not. Tom Brady lived his entire life to play football. He doesn't go in darkness retreats and do peyote and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Tearing his Achilles has nothing to do with how healthy he is as a human being. But like his foot planted, he got spun around it, and it just popped. Like I've seen players that were trying to block a field goal, block an extra point, pop their Achilles. I've seen guys I've played softball with playing catch or just standing up, pop their Achilles.
Yeah, old out of shape dudes.
D. Milner did it when he was a second-year player. Dude sucks. He's a terrible football player. Don't get me wrong. I'm better than me, but he's a terrible football player. But still was an elite athlete at the time that he popped his Achilles. J.K. Dobbins popped his Achilles. I think he's in good shape. So I think that some of
that's
these,
to be debated.
He's just made of glass.
Yeah. I mean, sorry.
Some of these things are fluke injuries.
No, absolutely. Abe, appreciate you, brother.
Always.
Thanks for sliding by. Abe delivers his own team's eulogy. I love that sound drop, by the way, man. That is a great segment.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It is. It's gonna be a lot of fun. How would you like to watch celebrities like Braylon Edwards, D-Mac, Jim Harbaugh play golf? What about playing golf yourself and being treated like a celebrity? How's that? Instead, stop into any Randy Wise dealership for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. VIP transportation, free golf at one of Michigan's best tracks, and a tasty steak after. Compliments of Fairway Packing Company. Make the wise decision and get to Randy Wise Automotive for your chance to win and be a part of the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water boba hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It's delicious. It smells so good. It's like the whip of the first playoff win in 31 years. A gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you're missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Use online, www.gloriouscanna.com.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, I do.
Keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network live from the Planet Fitness Studios. Neal, Rhule, Darren, McCarty, Spencer Raxter, BMG, Big Mike Gentry. Once again, props to you, BMG. Beautiful, beautiful effort on RIP. That thing's going to take off, man.
It's going to be great.
It is going to be great.
Especially
Every Tuesday.
when it has a little upgrade next week.
Yes, yes, sir. Ronnie Brow, Lions fan, Sheila Ford Hemp. So there's that. That's a timeless classic. It absolutely is a timeless classic. Just a couple minutes away, KJ Wright is going to join the show. Former Seattle Seahawk, great Super Bowl winner, part of his KJ All Day podcast as well. We're going to talk Seahawks Lions. Pretty good timing, huh? How that one worked itself out. But I did want to discuss this since we had the squad here. Spenny did a great job laying this one out on the show sheet. And I know what the answer is going to be. This could be like one of those elusive 100% polls if we did it in a poll. So therefore, I'm not going to waste the time putting it up on the poll. But Spenny asked a question. Do you want to see Jahmyr Gibbs get involved more? And I know the answer is unilaterally yes. I know that's where everybody is at with it. But for me, I was cool with it. And the reason why, and I think Spenmo's with me on this. Spenmo, are people undervaluing David Montgomery in this town just a little bit?
A little bit, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just want to make sure that you and I were in lockstep about that. And D-Mac, like with the Jahmyr Gibbs thing, I understand that everybody wants him, to play every single down, give the ball to him every single time and stuff like that.
Well, it's because he's, nine rushes since he makes 7 guys miss. Because he's elusive. But then, what do I always say? Listen to the why. What did Campbell come out and say? Hey, we limited him on purpose so he could watch and see and take it all in and whatever else. Now we're going to let him loose. Holy cow. Two-headed monster even more. But again, look at how they did it with David Montgomery. It's salt and vinegar. It's the sugar and spice. Whatever it is, they both bring something different to the table, and you're gonna see him play more. The one thing that, right, the one big thing about Jahmyr Gibbs, especially early, put his head down and running over guys, not avoid. So he's got the elusiveness that we used to expect out of Swift. Right, and maybe a little bit more speed, but he's got the sort of the durability, and I have no problem when you win. Right, it's just something that we've tasted and we've seen, and we want more. We're gonna get it. Sit back. Dan Campbell told you, hey, you're gonna get it. You're probably gonna get it here in this home game. He's probably waiting to let him loose at home in front of the home fans.
And with David Montgomery, look. He got into the end zone, by the way. The 4-1 get right pick, by the way, is off to a good start, right, BMG? You got on it.
Absolutely. 9 more to go.
10 plus TDs.
9 more to go.
We're 1 for 1.
Nope. Gonna get another one Sunday.
For sure.
At least one.
At least.
At least one.
At least one.
No, but it was very on brand. Like the whole thing, and this all circles around because I see Brandon Katz kind of killing Montgomery. Didn't even average 4 yards per carry.
Oh, dude, did you watch the game? Who gives a shit? You know what he does? You know what he did that he didn't do? You know what? Like, right?
I know what he did.
We got it. What did we have to do last year for Jamal Williams? I'm sorry. I know he set the touchdowns, but he had to have 3 tries from like the 2-yard line. What did Montgomery just do? Not only fall forward, but run it in from outside the 5. Like showing you what real backs do. So you know what? It's not about that. It's about the execution and when you need it. And every time he falls forward for an extra yard or so every time. That's a little bit different. So the effectiveness of what you have and his effectiveness is only going to make Gibbs better.
All I care about with him, you touched on it, getting into the end zone when he did, and closing down the club at the end of the game. Because that's his role. First contact never brings that man down. And those are the little things, D-Mac. And he did this a fair amount, where if he got contact at the line, he went down 2.5 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. Like that's he is everything. He is everything advertised.
Yes, everything we used to watch him in Chicago and Arizona.
All the
or
stuff
whatever.
I'd bitch about to say that.
Yes.
MF, like God, you had him.
Yeah.
But he found a way to squeeze 2 yards out of being tackled at the line of scrimmage. That's what I love. He's the closer. He's play the inner Sandman at the end of the game, that last drive. Him and Sewell, man, they're the bullpen.
No, Brandon, Neal's arguing that Montgomery, because he moves forward and every time he touches it is effective, not because he scored a touchdown. But
Correct.
That's what makes him effective. Yes,
because that 2 yards.
Brandon doesn't listen to sometimes what is being said. He listens to how it fits his narrative.
Well, he's a part of today's society,
Okay.
right? Like that's the way that it works.
It's unbelievable that lawyers are that way these days.
Well, he trained as one, so he knows.
That's what I mean.
It's just D-Mac, for me, those are the little things that that winning teams do. Those are the things that winning teams do. And I talked about it. I sent a tweet out at halftime of the game, right? How the Chiefs scored before half and then got the ball. Like these are the things that the Lions are getting into the stratosphere of doing right now. You bounce off the contact, you get 2 yards. Big deal, Neal. It's 2nd and 8. Well, it ain't 2nd and 10. A lot easier to run from 2nd and 8 than it is when you're running on 2nd and 10. It just is, man. And those are the little things, those little inches that Al Pacino talked about in Any Given Sunday. Those are the little inches, though. And I have been waiting basically my entire Detroit Lions life for the Lions to close it down at the end of a game, let alone against the Super Bowl champions, let alone on the road in national TV.
Let alone with your defense.
That was the thing, D-Mac, that kind of bricked me up the most. Through that entire game, the Brian Branch thing, great, loved it. Jared Goff, another non-interception game, great, loved it. But what bricked me up, what altered my britches a little bit, 1st and 10, get a first down in the game victory formation. And there was never a doubt.
Victory formation in that. And, there's so many other times, right? How about watching Jack Campbell go back in coverage and dive and break up a pass? Like different things that we hadn't seen. We saw stuff happening, right, that good winning football teams do that we haven't done, right? That's exactly the execution. And they executed, and they did it. They worked smarter, not harder, right? They did it the easy way. Victory formation on the road against the Super Bowl defending champions. I'm sure that's a point of emphasis when they're talking amongst themselves, stretching and stuff like that, because that's putting your will, right? That's what we saw at the end of the game. For me, it was that they closed it out on defense, because that's where the biggest question. And we're able to hold Patrick Mahomes. Now, you have to get those bounces. Why can't we get the bounces that have gone against us, right? Where receivers dropping balls or, plays like that. That good teams make breaks for themselves.
Super Racide checks into the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Let's get the call in line today, not just once a week. I'd like to talk Mel Tucker and Detroit football. Should we?
They don't work on Tuesdays.
Should we scratch KJ Wright? you want to put it on the poll? Who should we talk to at noon? Super Bowl champion KJ Wright or Super Racide? I'll let the people decide. We'll let the people decide. I'll get KJ Wright's people on the line and say, hey, sorry, we got to reschedule. Super Racide is coming through on the phone lines.
How do you spell Racide?
He says it's Ra, like R-A, and C-Day as S-E-Day. C-Day. That's what he claims.
All right.
I don't give a fuck.
That's what I was told. So we'll take. So it's up to you, people. Super Bowl champion KJ Wright or Super Racide?
How do I vote? More than one.
Early returns, KJ Wright, 75% of the vote. So we'll see if that holds strong. I know there's lots of Super Racide people out there. But I guess the moral of the story, and I know this kind of devolved off of what the original topic was, but the moral of the story for me, D-Mac, is I was happy with Jahmyr Gibbs where he was. You got to remember, this is a rookie. This is 17 games. Practice don't hit the same in the NFL as it does at Alabama, especially these days.
Here, like with these last couple minutes left, right? So, okay, Bijan, how would you say, right? Because was that the thing? Were people, are you upset like after the game, or is it because of how other rookie running backs were used? I think the bottom line is the game plan going in. His coach told you. I already went through it. He told you why they did it, so that was part of the game plan. How can you argue with that? It's going to let the leash off this week, I think, though.
Yeah.
So sit back. And I think because all of us, and I know that during the live party, we're sitting here going, and everybody's excited because Ben Johnson said you're going to use Jahmyr Gibbs in all different ways that we haven't seen. And you really didn't see anything, but you can't expect it, early on. You got to let this kid, it's his first game under the brightest lights. Is there brighter lights that you could have played, Neal? No. And that goes for all of our rookies. So just sit back and enjoy, guys.
Yes, absolutely. So when we come back, we'll be joined by KJ Wright, Super Bowl champion with the Seattle Seahawks. I want to ask him if this Seahawks team knows what they're walking into. They're pros, obviously, so they know. But do they really know? That place is going to be a zoo. An absolute zoo.
And it's great to talk to somebody that knows what it's like to play in a zoo.
Yes, because that is the case. Let me tell you about Planet Fitness. We're live from the Planet Fitness Studios. You guys know I've been a member there for 3 years. There's some cool corporate taglines to talk about in here, and the $1 down, $10 a month for access to your home club. That's cool. The $24.99 a month Black Card, which is what I subscribe to. Access to over 2,400 Planet Fitnesses. There's over 50 in Metro Detroit. I've accomplished every fitness goal I've ever had in my life at Planet Fitness. Training for the half marathon right now. I was on that treadmill for 80 minutes today, D-Mac. It was an 8-miler today. And guess what? You can do that at Planet Fitness because there's an army of cardio equipment, an army of weight equipments, 30-minute circuit. It's like the Tupac of gyms. How do you want it? They got everything out there for you at Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot and join there. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want want to miss it. Join Maz, Dick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Calling all landscapers, how would you like to landscape like a legend? Register for your chance to landscape with me, 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty. Work on your crew for a day. That's right. I will zero-turn, weed, whip, and edge for all your favorite clients. How do you do it? You sign up today, OutdoorEquipCo.com. That's OutdoorEquipCo.com, and we will see you soon.
Welcome to the second hour of Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Rhule, 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, Mike Gentry, and Spencer Raxter as well. And right now, as promised, we are joined by a Super Bowl champion and a man that knows a lot about the culture, the team that the Detroit Lions will square up against. He is back, everybody. Our guy, host of the KJ All Day podcast, Mr. KJ Wright. KJ, what's poppin', man? How you doing?
Fellas, what's going on? Doing well. Ready to come into town. Seahawks versus the Lions. It's going to be a game of the week. Let's get it. Let's get it.
There it is. KJ's coming out to the crib. So there's that out there as well. No, but KJ, look, man, I want to break this down, obviously, and really dive a little bit into this matchup. But, I have to ask you. What happened to the Seahawks last week? I was a big believer. Ooh. They lost that game to the Rams. Our old buddy Matt Stafford kind of tuned them up throwing the football. What happened to the Seahawks last week?
Let's put that game in a context. Nobody believed in the Rams coming into this season. They were picked 30th in power rankings. No Cooper Kupp. It's a rebuild year. We went all in to get our Super Bowl, and now we're about to suffer the consequences. And I do believe that human nature creeped into our football team, and they was like, yeah, we're the big bad Seahawks. We can potentially make it, win this division. I believe that we overlooked the LA Rams last week. And when you look at what Matt Stafford did, he was just slicing and dicing us. Back there roasting marshmallows, back there had all the time in the world, and he completed over 330 yards on a secondary who's supposed to be one of the best in the NFL. And so I was thoroughly surprised. I need our defensive line to put way more pressure on Jared Goff this week, because that offensive line that you guys have are some monsters as well. And so it wasn't a pretty outing. I believe we got kicked in the teeth early. I'm glad that it did happen then. So we wake up, get back to the drawing board, and get this thing turned around.
All right, let's move on. Lions, Seahawks this weekend, a big game, as you talked about. So big, KJ Wright's coming into town. I want to start at the top, though, with the coaching matchup in this game. Look, Dan Campbell got a lot of juice in the streets right now out there in the National Football League. Everybody's on the side there. I talked about this yesterday. I've talked about this for a very, very long time. Pete Carroll, I want your reaction to the following statement. I think Pete Carroll is one of the greatest football coaches to ever coach football. What's your reaction to that, KJ?
Absolutely, 100%. You just see what he did at USC. The man is a back-to-back national champion. He created a culture that everyone wanted to be a part of. I'm living in Olive Branch, Mississippi. I'm like, I hope that USC offered me a scholarship, because I'm going all the way to California. And he took that same culture, that same energy, and he brought that to the city of Seattle. From 2011 to about 2016, we were the team. We were exciting. We were fun. He created the Legion of Boom. He brought in Marshawn Lynch. Like, the man is just an innovator when it comes to just programming guys' minds to get guys to practice. And obviously on the football field, we talking winning 10-plus games each and every year. Coach of the decade in 2010. So I love the man. He's a great person, great human being. And you saw he really knows how to bring out the best in us. And so phenomenal coach. And one day he's going to definitely be in the Ring of Honor and the Hall of Fame.
I got one quick one for you here before we go to Darren McCarty. KJ Wright joining us, host of the KJ All Day podcast. Speaking of Pete Carroll, episodes with Pete Carroll, the who's who in the football world. One of our chat thread people, Ryan's reaction says, KJ still looks healthy. Says you look like you could still lace him up, KJ. You still got that game?
Hey, I'm still 6'3", 245 pounds. I work out every day. But these knees and hamstrings don't work like they used to. So I'm sorry. If I go out there on the football field, I would definitely tear a hamstring. I don't want any of those problems. So I'm letting Bobby hold it down.
Well, I love the fact, because of being the Super Bowl champion, being in Seattle, the atmosphere in the building. Obviously, it's one of the most, the loudest buildings in the league with the 12th man and stuff like this. Coming into Detroit, right, this weekend. This place, I don't know if you know this or not, but it's going to be off the charts, challenging stuff like this. I guess, how is it, can you talk to us as a player, how you prepare? You don't have to prepare for the game, but there's also, to the atmosphere to come into like that and playing in front of it. And you're used to having the home field advantage, and I relate back to Joe Louis Arena when we were winning Stanley Cups and stuff. It's an advantage to play at home, but what is it like to go on the road into like that environment?
And you better believe that the Seattle Seahawks are very aware that you guys got a big-time win. You guys, coaches, off the chain when it comes to getting guys ready to go. And that you guys, I saw that you guys sold out with you guys' tickets. And so we know that we're coming into enemy's territory. We know that it's you guys' home opener. We know that it's going to be loud, but at the same time, these guys are prepared. They know that if we go 0-2, it's going to be really ugly for us, and we do not want to start off the season that way. And so when you come in guys' territory like that, when you come to guys' territory like that, you got to be able to start fast. You got to be able to finish strong, because this team is for real. The Detroit Lions aren't sneaking up on anyone. We know how talented they are with that two-headed monster you guys have at running back and that offensive line. And so it's going to be a long day for us, but we got to find a way to prevail.
Super Bowl champion KJ Wright joining Big D Energy. KJ, I have to ask you this, the defensive side of the ball, that's your area of expertise. You look at what the Lions have on the defensive line, and certainly that all starts with Aiden Hutchinson and what he brings to the party for Detroit. What is his ceiling? As a guy that knows defense, was a part of one of the greatest defenses the game of football has ever seen, what do you think Aiden Hutchinson's ceiling is? What can he be?
It is still bizarre to me that the Jacksonville Jaguars thought it was a good idea to pass up on Aiden Hutchinson. He was clearly the #1 overall pick, should have been last year. And when I look at what he does on the football field, this is a guy that has potential to be in the same conversation as the TJ Watts, as a Michael Parsons. He can be a 15-sack type of football player. He had 9.5 last year, and I just watch his energy. I watch his motor. I watch him being a technician at the line of scrimmage. When you have all those tools, all those characteristics on the football field, each and every Sunday, you could be Defensive Player of the Year. And so I love what I see from him. He looks like he's got this horizon, being a leader on that football team, and he caused a lot of hell for opponents on the other side of the football. And so I saw the Chiefs last week. The tackle was false starting every play. He was lined up 10 yards in the backfield, and Aiden Hutchinson was still putting pressure on the quarterback. And so I love what he brings to the table. A dominant defender, and definitely one of my favorites to watch on the football field.
Hey, KJ, can you talk about how important, because the improvement on our team with the secondary, right, and adding a C.J. Gardner-Johnson, adding a Cam Sutton, rookie Brian Branch, you know, what he's done like that. Now, you played, you know, obviously on the greatest defense, but can you talk about what that means? Because I think that's the imperative improvement that we needed to be able to shut down. But what does a great secondary do for a defense, especially as a linebacker?
Well, what it does, first it starts up front. When you have a guy like Aiden Hutchinson putting on pressure on the quarterback, it makes life so much easier for those guys on the back end. They're able to anticipate quicker, they're able to jump stuff faster, and they know that this ball has to come out in 3 seconds. If it's 4 or 5 seconds, then defensive line, that is on you. And so when you have a guy like Gardner back there that's experienced, pair him with a young rookie, that's a real special tandem that you have on that back end. For those guys to anticipate stuff, communicate well on that back end. You got the guys rushing. I love you guys linebackers as well. But let's not forget about Rodriguez and the rookie that you guys have. So a defense that's really coming together, a team that's still building, still developing their culture and their chemistry. And so the sky's the limit for those guys.
KJ, as we talked about, you're the host of the KJ All Day podcast, pretty big-time podcast. It's been entertaining for me to watch. I love the Pete Carroll episode that we talked about. Tell the people about the KJ All Day podcast. What else you got in the works?
Man, so we got, first of all, it's our 10-year reunion. So next week, all the guys are coming into town, so I want to capture our stories this offseason. So I brought in, we're bringing in Doug Baldwin next week, brought in Golden Tate, Luke Wilson, obviously Coach Carroll. So I really want to hit on our journeys and our stories. And so you can check us out on YouTube, KJ All Day. And we give it to you real. We give it to you raw. We cover Seahawks. We cover Lions. We cover Bears. Each and every football team we're covering. So it's been pretty fun. And make sure you guys go like and subscribe.
Absolutely. Well, KJ, man, we appreciate the time. You're a big D Energy veteran now. Multiple appearances
Yes, sir.
on the show. People like the beard game, by the way. People in the chat saying the beard game is strong.
No, thank you. I need to clean it up a little bit, but yeah, appreciate the compliment.
All right, KJ, we'll catch up with you again, my friend.
Thanks, KJ.
All right, you guys. Have a good one. Thank you.
Yes, sir. KJ Wright, everybody, host of the KJ All Day podcast, Super Bowl winner. You know what? I'm surprised, D-Mac. Like, I know I shouldn't be, and maybe this is just my entire Detroit Lions fandom life kind of manifesting itself. That looked authentic, too, when he's like, believe me, the Seattle Seahawks know what they're walking into. That kind of got me a little bricked up a little bit.
Right. The best part about talking to guys like KJ, and we know this because we follow him on YouTube with KJ all day. Like you said, it's like when I talk about hockey or when I give my opinion, this is what he thinks, and he knows the temperature of what is going on, especially there. The biggest thing too is that what we expected, what you always said, Neal, is what that win would do in Kansas City. Well, in Seattle, that they're really aware of what they're walking into. So that's all you want, right? That's all you want. It's getting that respect from teams, like you said, from a Pete Carroll coach team, one of the arguably greatest coaches of the game of football, right? So that that's why it's different, and that's he said everything, but they're going to be ready to play. I mean, the worst thing is that they didn't pull out a victory, right? You want Seattle to pull out a last-minute win against the Rams and then maybe rest on their laurels. So they're going to be as ready to play.
Because 0-2 is real.
Listen, DK Metcalf's going to be a beast. How are we going to shut them down? You got to remember, we didn't shut them down last time, and until you prove that you can, even with different guys, it's still out there.
Right. And again, WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Ryan's reaction. Woodward Sports gets the best guess. Big thanks to Annie Hoffman for setting that one up, and Spencer Raxter for X. Spencer handles, you guys don't know, man. Spencer makes all, I just stand here and talk into the microphone, man. Spencer makes all this stuff, go. Steve Dara, great interview, guys. QMQ, I haven't seen you in here before, QM. Appreciate you tapping into the show. That was a great interview. Appreciate the skills, Neal and D-Mac. So there's that out there as well. Brandon Hassel, great job, guys. No, KJ makes it go, man. He's got stuff to say. Like, I know people get guests just for the sake of getting guests and getting the names. I like my guys to have a little substance.
And he's coming into town.
It's coming into town, absolutely. So, shout out to everybody for setting that one up and making it all go. Tell them about Swiss Insurance.
Absolutely, guys. If you got football on the brain, we know we all do. Fall ushers in college and professional football, and this year is going to be awesome. Fall is also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today. SwissINS.com or call 248-800-4177.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Hey, everybody, up your Detroit sports wearables game. Well, how do I do that, Neal? Well, it's very simple. WoodwardSports.com/shop. Stoke Not Scared, the centerpiece of the entire Woodward Sports merchandise collection. The free JMO shirt, still a mover, still moving some of those as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Spencer Raxter-inspired Jack Campbell meat missile line as well is out there for your consumption. Go to woodwardsports.com/shop. Be goated with your Detroit sportswear at woodwardsports.com. Keeping it pushing. Shout out KJ Wright for coming through. He knows what they're up against. So great discussion with him as well. woodwardsports.com chat thread. A tour. LOL. Neal had my comment in his back pocket about the beard. Dude knows his craft. This is not a hobby, a tour. We do this for money every single day. Like that's the way that this works. I keep hearing about this, and this is off the rip, off the show sheet. A Dirty Burrito says, if DK Metcalf gets to play, I'll be surprised. That shove out of nowhere was pretty toilet behavior. I missed this. Did you guys catch this?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No.
It was completely out of the play, complete other side of the play, and he just right in the back threw Rams player to the ground. Like bad, like hit him bad. Sean McVay was freaking on the sideline.
Yeah.
And it was pretty bad. I don't know if he'll get suspended.
He's
for
not
it,
suspended.
He's gonna get a pretty fat fine. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I just hope we get Emmanuel Mosley back for this game. That'd be nice.
What's the word on that, by the way?
He was practicing last week, so
he can't be far away.
He can't be far away.
Excellent, D-Mac. A lot of people talking about that. CJ on Metcalf and Cam Sutton on Metcalf and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The juice. You starting to feel the juice, Menmo?
Oh yeah. They're gonna slap the Seahawks.
You
Both
think?
of their starting offensive tackles aren't gonna play. Their defensive line couldn't get any pressure on the Rams' offensive line. They're not going to get any pressure on our offensive line. Aiden Hutchinson's going to feast.
You going to be down there, D-Mac?
Yeah, I'm not going to the game. I'll be here. I'm going to plan on
you're
coming
here
here and watching
okay.
the live stream. I'll be down to Shed 5 for the tailgate party. Just get smell of the atmosphere down there and come back. And
31-17 Lions.
31-17. The Spencer Raxter early prediction meter.
Hey, shout out Harold Williams. As soon as I said it, he said 31-17 Lions, -5.5.
There you go.
I really think they're just going to slap. The crowd is going to be nuts.
I know that people were talking about this. D-Mac, they could break, the decibel record?
Yeah, it's
indoor
like 140, something like that.
Which I got to believe they hold already. Maybe not officially like in a record book, but D-Mac, you were in games at the Silverdome. That place
yeah,
was
the loudest
so loud.
I've ever heard anything was the final buzzer, 97. I was on the ice for the clincher game 4 against Philadelphia when we won the cup, and still to this day, when I think about it, when the guys are coming off the bench, the fans are erupting, the streamers out of the stands from blue line to blue line, it was so loud. It was silent. It was like
white
in the
noise.
movies, like whatever, and then it shot back in, but it was crazy. But yeah, like so I would expect Silverdome because that was crazy too.
I was at that game in '97 against the Jets where the referee came on the speaker and said, "If you guys do not quiet down, we're going to issue a penalty." Like it was so loud that your ears were like piercing. It was so loud. It was insane. There you can find it on YouTube. Like just look up Lions Jets Silverdome, and the clip comes up. It was insane.
Was that the game Barry broke the record?
Yes.
Yeah.
And also the game that Reggie Brown got paralyzed.
That's right.
It's to this day, and I would assume it will always be the craziest sporting event I've ever been at in my life. Like you felt emotionally tired after it was over as a fan. You know what I'm saying? Just like riding that high and then that low. I'll never forget Johnny Morton sprinting down the tunnel calling for the ambulance because we were sitting like above the tunnel, and you were like, "Holy shit! Like this is real." And then after the ambulance takes him away, you're like, "Oh my God, we got to win this game to get in the playoffs." You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like it was incredible, man. Here on Mark M, I was there as well. So many emotions during that game. It was absolutely insane. Yeah, Barry hitting 2,000 yards, all of it. Every time. You know what's funny, D-Mac? I bought the sign at the Silverdome. I was sitting in section 335 for that game. I bought that sign like when the Silverdome, they auctioned off all the stuff. So I have it hanging in my garage. So every day I come home, I look up at that sign, I think about that game because that game was wild.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, absolutely wild. And the whole place certainly did erupt. But I know I wonder they'll probably do it. You know how, Spencer, you know how we work in this town, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody makes a mention of that, hey, 140's the record. That's all it'll take.
Oh yeah.
I wonder how this game's not. How'd they not move this game to because I guess we played primetime week 1. Probably not going to have us, Sunday night week 2. They should have.
No, but week 3.
Yeah.
You got to give somebody else a chance.
I don't know, man. We are the Coach Prime of the NFL.
Absolutely. No, the Detroit Lions are the Colorado Buffaloes or whatever followed around. But again, why? Because they keep executing. They keep winning.
Yes.
That's what we got to keep doing to be the belle of the ball.
Adiz 411, the Silverdome doors. Remember the Silverdome doors, T-Mac? Like if you had a hat on, because the roof was raised by air pressure, and the air pressure was maintained by the rotating doors that you had to walk through. So like when you did, it was like walking into like a time continuum. You're like when you went through there. Like if you had a hat on, it was. I love the Silverdome, man. It was my favorite stadium of all time. From the blood splattered walls of when there was a fight in the crowd every 6 minutes of the game.
Hell yeah.
To the Marlboro sign up by the scoreboard and the big boy advertisement.
Yeah.
It was Spenny. It was your kind of place.
Sounds like my element.
It was absolutely your kind of place. I told you guys the idea, a young 20-something Neal Rhule at the Metallica concert New Year's Eve of the millennium, where you had to wait 45 minutes in line to get beers. And I bought my 2 beers and got offered $200 for them walking back. And I took it and went and got back in line and got 2 more. What a crazy place, the Silverdome. I miss that place, man. Man, it was fun. The Pistons games at the Silverdome. You missed your calling, bro.
Yeah.
You absolutely did,
man.
man.
I went to the Silverdome, I'm pretty sure, when I was really young.
Yeah?
With my dad and my family. We went to a Lions game there. Well, at least he tells me that, but I was too young to remember it.
I guarantee there was a fight.
Yeah.
A fight in the crowd. The best fights in the crowd. Like all this stuff now, D-Mac, that you're seeing on social media, that's amateur hour. It was UFC at the Silverdome.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, it's crazy. It'd be, if there wasn't, the over-under is probably a dozen.
80,000
fights in the upper deck.
Scabs, 80,000 people chanting, Barry, Barry. God, it was. Man, it was so awesome. Dave Gettleman, you were at the Who concert. That was before my time. Elvis Presley played the Silverdome.
Oh, yeah. My mom's first concert.
WrestleMania 3.
WrestleMania 3, the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
Just the entrances.
In the little wrestling ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the chat's on brand right now. Lots of Brandon Katz slander and everything like that. So everybody is very, very much on brand. And I do, man. I absolutely love the Silverdome. I miss it. But it's Lad Simonson, story time with Uncle Neal. Yeah, that's what it is, I guess you could say. They going to break that record, Spenny?
Yes.
I got to think so.
No doubt in my mind.
I mean, I don't think that, I go back to it, man. The exhibition game against the Giants, it was just loud as Dan Campbell commented on it.
It was. I was watching that on TV or listening on the radio. It was insane.
It was insane.
It was awesome.
And it's going to be that way the whole game.
So what are they going to be like when it's real?
It is
real.
real.
It is real.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. I was at that game, the exhibition game versus the Giants. It was loud in there. If Aiden Hutchinson gets a sack first series or they get a turnover first series, oh, my God, that place is going to erupt.
Well, they had the return, the punt return.
Yeah.
Alexander, but that was raucous.
Mm-hmm.
But David Mentier with the comment of the day. Quick Amazon shipments are nice, though.
Yeah. I ordered on Amazon a Honolulu blue ski mask. I'm going to be wearing that. Shout out to
I wonder if it went through the facility.
You got to put a 2 on it.
Yeah. I wonder if it went through the facility that now stands where the Silverdome once stood.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
an Amazon fulfillment center there now.
That's true. A lot of jobs. Shout out Jeff.
Shout out Jeff. What it do? What it do, Jeff? Shout out Jeff. Hey, I talked about the Big Boy advertisement at the Silverdome. Burgers and sandwiches right now at Big Boy. Did you guys see the commercial earlier? The Big Boy?
Yeah.
How'd you like the look of that? The cheeseburger, the pretzel bacon cheeseburger. What about chicken sandwiches as well? The Dolly chicken sandwich. You see it on there. The hot chicken sandwich. Over under, Spenny. How many hot chicken sandwiches in a sitting?
How long do I get?
Just until you're done eating.
3 at least.
3?
Yeah.
Could you do 4?
Yeah.
Would you upgrade the fries?
Oh, yeah.
Upgrade
Those
the regular
baked potato fries.
baked potato fries, chili cheese fries. Spenmo would do it all. Save room for desserts. Spenmo, would you top it off with a Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake?
That thing.
I would. I'd start with that.
And then finish off with the funnel cake fries. Guys, get to Big Boy. We got to do a show. Like, can we get back out to Big Boy?
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like a 100K Vegas getaway? Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps.
Yeah!
It's the Cintron. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. Make sure you go to drinkcintron.com/Vegas to sign up.
Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhule, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter, all of you, woodwardsports.com, chat, thread. And Nick Collins says, Spenny, drop that link to the ski mask. I got to get the right color blue.
I just went with the one that looked the closest. They don't have I literally typed in extra large Honolulu blue ski mask.
Will an extra large fit your dome?
It was one size fits all, so we'll see if this
Well,
one does.
Normal folk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I said we'll see.
We'll see. Got a Tigers update for you guys. Right-handed pitcher Jackson Jobe will join the Erie Seawolves this week as they're expected to make their Double-A debuts.
Nice.
I got that from my Alavila fan club text group, by the way.
Sounds like a terrible text group.
Never forget.
Never forget.
Never forget. Anytime there's like Jackson Jobe news or something like that, he's in there. Never forget that was an Alavila draft pick. Okay, I won't. Never forget we got Jake Rogers for J.D. Martinez, Justin Verlander, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Justin Upton, et cetera. We're going to talk a little bit more football as far as it goes. The NFL as a whole, we kind of gave you our reactions to it, the week one and stuff like that. But D-Mac, I want to revisit where we thought everything was going to be. This is way too early, right? 1 week. 1 week is nothing in the NFL, they say. However, for this exercise, it's everything. Is there anything that you want to amend or anything that you think differently of? Anything that I guess you were kind of surprised about?
Well, I mean, the overall NFL?
Yes.
Dude, how good. And I thought it was more to Dallas defense and what they did to the Giants, that was the biggest misnomer on Sunday night. Is like, wow, I got to think more legitimately about Ray Dakota. And actually, you know what? After hearing about him getting those tattoos going under anesthesia to get those tattoos of the Pegasus in his mind, like if you haven't seen the story, under 11 hours to get the tattoos done. A little bit different perspective on the man. That's the biggest thing I took away from the weekend. Is like I got more of a
Rain's tattoos,
but just more like the humanity story behind it, and the story of listening to him, right? Talk about what he has to do, and we've heard it from quarterbacks, and we heard you're going to go into the season, but Dallas really they came out and they not only put it to the Giants, you know what I'm saying? They did it different. They were the surprise to me out of everybody else.
You're falling for it, D-Mac.
No, but the defense, the realness of it. No, the Giants suck. The Giants are done, like Spenny says, put them in a body bag. But no, I guess so. If I'm falling for it, Neal, that's the biggest takeaway that I took to look at. So I give the Cowboys a ton more respect than I did going into the season.
Rain is getting a lot of slander in the chat thread right now about being put under for tats.
Who cares?
It was like 12 hours. Man.
It was 11 hours.
I would want to get put under too. I'm gonna have a 6-hour session.
Dude, if you understand, before you put the guy down, go look and see exactly what he did and how he did it, and it's remarkable. You have to go under for it. I'm just saying the story, but to be able to go out and do that and then talk about being the Cowboy, I don't know. Neal, you asked me my takeaway out of the weekend was that the Cowboys are more for real than I thought they were.
For me, it kind of goes back to last night where I need to revisit because it's now or never for the Buffalo Bills. It just is, and it's looking more like never. You can't. Josh Allen, and I know that I bag on Justin Herbert a lot. Until you show me, right? Until you show me. Josh Allen, does it almost seem like he's regressing a little bit to anybody? You get that vibe at all?
In his quarterback acumen and thinking through and making decisions and stuff, it's almost like
it's getting worse.
Yeah. When you mentioned is Josh Allen and like you said, so Buffalo and the LA Chargers, right, Neal? Those are the two that I see on the dive bomb. Like I just like I said, I put Brandon Staley in a body bag,
right? You
know, because I don't think that they're a 500 team.
Well, yesterday, D-Mac, because we kind of talked about that for a minute. The people should want the Chargers to win, though, because you know what that means. If they flame out, you know who the next coach of the Chargers is going to be.
Right. Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, there is no better match made in heaven ever.
Absolutely, I think that the writing's on the wall. But who's in a worse situation? Who do you believe in more? The Chargers to pull out of it or Buffalo? Because there's something missing. What is that thing that's missing in Buffalo that's always been there?
And I think, and the WoodwardSports.com chat thread agrees. Jack Stark says Josh Allen is regressing and he doesn't seem to care. Nicholas Earl, he has regressed. GW Kid, the window has closed. And the decision making is a thing. Like you see him running last night, like it's 3rd and 15, and he takes off running, and he like jumps and dives like 8 yards in front of the first down. Like you had no shot of getting to the first down marker. There was no chance. And you know, I don't. And he continues to do that, and the turnovers and everything. Like I just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
What am I missing, Spenny?
Yeah,
what happened to Josh Allen?
Is it a Josh Allen thing or is it a Buffalo team thing?
We lost Brian Dable.
Yeah, I saw somebody bring that up in the chat thread too. I mean, so is it it's scheme related then or what?
I think so, yeah.
I just don't get it. He looks confused and everything like that. What about you, Spenny? Any grandiose takes
Isn't
you have?
Isn't it nice
after
we're talking about other teams like the
is.
Lions usually get talked about? Like
Abe's
we're
over
talking
here.
about, aren't we talking about the Buffalo and the Chargers and
the Jets
and all the Jets and all
Abe's
these
over
teams.
here crying on the couch.
Oh my God! He just put 6 plays in. He already put a fork in his season.
Hey, you want to hear my grandiose take?
Yes.
Tyreek Hill is going to break the receiving record and he's going to win MVP this year. He's the best player in football.
When I talked about it, and I said he's my favorite player in the NFL, and you know that, Spenny. I've been on him for a long time.
Yeah.
I will alter what I'm doing on a Sunday to watch him play football.
Freaking nature, man.
Yes. It's incredible. He's like a high schooler out there in a pickup game with third graders.
And did you hit on it yesterday? But I think that, for whatever, but your boy Tua. I mean, you got to give him props, for everything that he's been through to come back out and look the way he did. I was impressed. I didn't know how he bounced back.
He dropped those passes on rib cages, bro.
That one in the end zone, the fade in the end zone, where he threw it right over the receiver or the DB's shoulder, right to Tyreek in the breadbasket. That was a nice throw. He had a lot of nice throws.
Now, do you like his ball? Do you like the way he throws that ball? Like when he throws that ball, it's like he's the guy you'd like to play catch with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it just seems like he's not trying to rip it through.
He's not going to do the Lamar and hit you.
Right? No, or the Favre or whatever else.
Or Mike Vick.
Yeah, right, exactly. Hey, Pat Mahomes, fastball down the pipe. Right, he's got that buttery.
He'd drop it over your shoulder.
It's like butterfly feet.
Yeah, I mean, he would. He drops it right over your shoulder.
Yeah, that was impressive. But yeah, Spenny, I'd look and see what the odds are.
Yeah. He said he wants 2K this year. He's on track for almost 3.
So there's that
and
as well.
Shout out to, my fantasy team in the Woodward Sports League.
Yeah, a little light work.
Put up 153 this week in a 14-man league with 1 flex spot. And I had Brandon Ayuk and the Jets defense on my bench.
Who'd you pound?
Oh, Tyreek and Tua.
Who'd you beat?
Oh, Griffin and Brady. But they put up 138. They would have beat every other team in the league except for
me. That's the worst. That's the worst.
I would have scored 187 if I started Ayuk and the Jets defense.
Yeah, we had a guy in our league that had the Cowboys defense, that had Tua with Tyreek Hill, Ayuk.
Oh man.
And I forget what running back he
must
had.
Have put up 200.
Oh yeah, he got 2 bills. He absolutely got 2 bills. Someone that puts up 200 every single night on Woodward nights. You guys know what it is. Booner and
Happy
Broder.
birthday, Booner.
Shout out. Boner. Happy birthday, Boner. Two of Detroit's newest up-and-coming sports personalities. Weeknights from 8 to 10. Join Booner and Broder every single night to hear some of Detroit's sports' hottest takes. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder from 8 to 10 on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. What about you, BMG? You sat around on your couch all day. You didn't hang out with your work associates. You watched a lot of football.
I don't think anyone watched football together on Sunday, but
it wasn't like you were going to hang out with your work associates because you would pass that opportunity
up. Don't start, Neal. Don't start. But I'm going with D-Hop. He had to realize after week 1 that he is totally fucked playing with Ryan Tannehill because that was the worst. Oh, my God. He was throwing ducks left and right. I was begging Red Zone not to show any more of that game. He was horrible.
Tannehill looked terrible.
Hopkins is fucked.
Hey, you know what we didn't mention? What about Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or what about San Fran? San Fran?
I'll double clutch on that.
Joe Burrow and the Bengals, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Burrow was hurt. Obviously, he only practiced for like a week, but still, he only threw like 80 yards.
Yeah.
T. Higgins had 0 points. It's one of the reasons I won in one of my other leagues.
Uncle Neil Soft Feet says R.I.P. Pittsburgh. I think that's a little aggressive.
But again, it goes down to Kenny Pickett. Is he the dude? I don't know. I think it's just aggressive because it's Pittsburgh. But that's why you can't put him in a body bag like you can LA Chargers.
Yeah, because there's a track record. There's a track record.
We'll see after this week, though. But it doesn't, San Fran. How about San Fran might be the most impressive just the way that they just walked in. Brock Purdy just fought for that job. You know what I mean? Didn't look like a guy that had surgery and stuff like this. McCaffrey, the way that they just roll. Like you said, Ayuk is on fire. I mean, unbelievable.
Had him on my bench.
Way to go, Lindsay.
My bench would have beat a lot of people in the Woodward Sports League. I had Purdy, Ayuk, the Jets defense, Kyron Williams, who had 2 touchdowns, and somebody else who scored a touchdown. I can't remember who it was.
Spenny, I appreciate you because you appreciate, love, and use the stack.
Oh, yeah.
Stack's a
I
non-negotiable.
got the Dolphins stack in one league, and my other league, I got the Eagles stack. I got Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Jake Elliott.
There's the stack, man. You're going to win 4 games a year, no matter what. The stack wins you 4 games a year. You win 4 more, you're in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
And if you have the stack and you need it protected, where are you gonna go? Guardian Alarm, you know that. Customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians who take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring, call anytime, day or night. No other Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed. But I need you to call Guardian today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Real people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care, whether it's business, personal, even your fantasy football team. They'll probably lock in the protection, but I need you to call Guardian today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Stay out of Detroit, Seattle. You guys are going to get clapped. It's going to be bad. You're not ready for this smoke.
Clapped.
Stay out of talking about college football, Ryan Ermanni. JJ McCarthy, the #1 overall pick in the draft. Clown take, bro.
Clowns takes, Guardian Alarm, they got you covered. Remember, your local security experts tell them, Big D Energy, we sent you.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like a landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Golf.com. Use promo code Woodward10 at checkout. You'll get 30% off your league fees. Think about it now. That's 5irongolf.com to sign up. It's 5-Iron Golf. Coming on the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Rhule, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Detroit Vipers sweatshirt on today. Spencer Raxter as well. Happy to have you all with us. Shout out to KJ Wright for joining the show earlier on. Subscribe to the podcast. You can rewind and go do all that. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you want to do it. After you just subscribe to the podcast, Benny, what's their next move?
5-star.
Give it a 5-star review. Get the algos pumping. Let's get this thing moving. Just got an email from Ticketmaster, so I popped it open. The get-in price for Detroit Lions, Seattle Seahawks, Section 338, Row 8. 2 tickets, $215 a pop. So there you go. That's how real it is.
Damn.
That's how real it is in the streets right now. DNC ENT brings up a great question. Can anyone tell me what the difference in Jared Goff and Joe Burrow's careers are at this point? Because I'm struggling to find any through 3 years besides the ACL injury for Burrow. Don't be doing that stuff, DNC ENT. Don't be hitting people with the facts about our guy Goff. One by one, everybody's coming around. And DNC ENT, you and I are some of the few people. I did this with Jalen Hurts for the people. DMAC our Minister of Integrity, Accountability, DMAC can tell you. I was out in front of the storm with Jalen Hurts. I tried to tell the people. I was laughed at. I was mocked. I was scorned.
I was questioned, and then I needed to. And last year, at the beginning, I was turned, and it was okay. And it's okay. It's okay. I mean, if you're talking about Jared Goff or whatever, the one guy we lean to, because he's a Goff truther, is Spenny. And Spenny out of anything keeps it real, as far as like the balance, and that's what you want. Now, is he his favorite guy? No, it's not even close. But he respects of what he's done. So Neal, if we are in a stats-based business and it's in a results-based league, right? The numbers speak for themselves, do they not? To what is being brought up, and I think maybe it's at more time, and I think that. In our Lions fandom or whatever, we've come around because of what he's done last year, at the end of last year, and the fact that we've come to be comfortable that he is going to be our guy. The fact that I think people are getting into the mindset that he's going to be your $40 million guy. But I think they're being comfortable because of what he brings. He's the right guy for this team in this spot at this time.
I did want to touch on college football, kind of in a similar vein to what we just did with the NFL, because we are moving into week 3. It's amazing how fast it gets going when the season gets rolling. Because I did want to talk about it, too. And you guys heard me during the Guardian Alarm commercial there talk about our own Ryan Ermanni here from 2 to 4 on The Final Word with Ermanni, Edwards, and Maz.
Maz. Shout out Maz.
Shout out Maz. Where everything works and they bring out the good equipment and all that kind of stuff. So
lemon water.
Yeah, everyone gets lemon water. The lemons are
hung on that lemon water, Mikey.
Well, JB, to find out yesterday, JB Smoove hand cuts the lemons.
I know. It doesn't surprise me. JB's that type of guy.
And they don't get their lemons from Florida. They have them brought in from California.
It's a process, Neal.
They said the Florida lemons are too sweet.
When I went to California, we stayed at my friend's cousin's house, and she has a lemon tree. She gave me a bunch of lemons, left them on my backpack, left my backpack sitting in the corner of my room for weeks after I got there. Didn't unpack anything. Went and unpacked it. They were all moldy and shit. It was nasty. I'm pissed.
Rest in peace, backpack.
I know, I'm still using it.
Yeah. No, but the reason I bring it up, because my point about college football, do you guys, I know we live in a bubble here in Big Ten country, and nothing exists outside this bubble. But there is a whole big world of college football that goes on outside the Midwest. And my main takeaway about college football so far, D-Mac, the quarterbacks that are out there. Oof. For those that don't know, Shedeur Sanders is pushing like 1,000 yards already.
He looks legit, man.
Him. Caleb Williams, who's playing a half, Dustin folks playing a half of the games, which you can't be critical of him because your own J.J. McCarthy's doing the same thing right now.
Should.
As they should. Him, who won the Heisman last year. Michael Penix, who I think right now is going to be the front runner for the Heisman.
Okay, you're forgetting somebody. All right. Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week, Noah Kim.
Noah Kim. These are not equal. But the quarterback play, to me, is something that when you look around, it is at such a high level. And there are reasons to it, right? There's schemes and there's offenses and things like that. But Big Ten fans, no longer are you allowed to say, well, Shedeur Sanders, and look at the system that they're playing. Because that system beat you last year in the playoff with everything on the line. Those types of systems. You see what I'm saying, D-Mac? It's real.
I think that the real thing, and I'm hearing it in your tone, so to speak, but it's the surprise of college football season where all these quarterbacks and some of them that, you look at, take for example, a guy like Quinn Ewers at Texas.
Yeah, flawless.
Right? What's that?
He was flawless in that game.
But what I'm saying is the guys are stepping up, and whether it's the transfers that are stepping up or in like the quarterback, a quarterback is going to win the Heisman this year. And right now, right, what is there, 5 or 6 that are arguably in the conversation? I know it's early and stuff like that, but
I
the quarterback play is as legitimate as anything. If I look back last year, it was running backs, and well, obviously Caleb Williams, but the Bijans and all this other stuff where our focus is early in the season. This year, it's all the quarterbacks around the league.
And I know, and Sue Yu says he was a great quarterback, but too little for the NFL. They're not playing in the NFL right now.
Yeah, we're not talking about.
We're talking about college football.
We're talking about what they're doing at this college level in this season, and it's the quarterbacks that are showing out.
And he didn't even bring up Sam Hartman. Sam Hartman's been great. because everyone talks to me about McCarthy, and he's like, well, look at the completion percentage, because they just go to whatever fits their narrative. Sam Hartman's completing 75% of his passes, man. And then you go across the board, and like it's so high level. Shedeur Sanders is completing 78% of his passes on volume. And by the way,
dude, that's crazy.
And Spenmo, Travis Hunter's the best college football player in America.
Yes, he is.
Sorry about it.
He's so good. As a corner and as a receiver.
He played 125 snaps against Nebraska, the Big Ten great Nebraska.
Historically great Nebraska.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it is high level this year. And big play, Jay. I heard the Final Word has charcuterie boards in their dressing rooms.
Oh, man.
Is that true?
I don't know, but I'm going to check it out. I love a good charcuterie board.
I do, too. They are underrated.
Cheese and crackers is
it's a staple.
Yeah, it is a staple, man.
Salami in there, prosciutto.
I talked about this on heavyweights. Like, the hors d'oeuvre hour of a wedding is what makes or breaks it for me. You got good hors d'oeuvres, good wedding.
Well, your top shelf liquor too.
Well, yeah, I mean open bar, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't even need top shelf. It's just open bar.
I need an elevated shelf. It doesn't got to be top shelf.
Yeah.
But it can't be 10 high or anything like that.
That's fair. But if you got a good hors d'oeuvre hour, you got some those little meatballs are good. Some beef Wellington passed around. I'm there. I love a good hors d'oeuvre hour.
Jack Harrington, this might be the worst year of SEC quarterback play I've ever seen.
Yeah, for sure. Jalen Milroe, not it. I also called Texas for the love of college football, said they were going to beat Bama, said they're going to be in my Final Four. So, just saying, hook 'em horns. Texas is back.
See, I love this, too. Steve Wild. Travis Hunter lined up against scrubs. I'm going to wait.
Well, he keeps doing it everywhere he's at.
Yeah, at TCU. They played Nebraska in the Big Ten.
Them versus USC is going to be an electric game.
Oh, my God. They play Oregon.
Yeah. It's going to be fun to watch.
If only you could get the media rights to that conference with like USC and Coach Prime with Colorado. If only you could do that, D-Mac. What a world that would be.
Be great.
They should all be together in a conference.
That'd be a great idea too. Could you imagine?
Yeah. Steve Wild says he does it against scrubs. Like, look at Michigan's schedule. I hear it about J.J. McCarthy all the time. But Travis Hunter's going against scrubs. Whatever, man. I don't know. Cheese and crackers are top drawer. There is no doubt about it. They certainly are. D-Mac, tell them about Dispo. That's top drawer.
Oh, absolutely. Experience the true meaning of exceptional cannabis products with Dispo Dispensary with over 12 locations, including the new location that is now open in Whitmore Lake. Dispo is never far away. Join Ermanni and Edwards and the Woodward Heavyweights broadcasting live at the Whitmore Lake location this Friday, September 15th, 50 North Territorial Road, Whitmore Lake, Michigan. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
It's in the Eastern Market, the official Detroit Lions tailgate party at Shed number 5 in Eastern Market. Woodward Sports will be broadcasting live for every home game. 3-star Michelin buffet featuring Chef Aaron May, VIP parking, and even tickets if you need them. How do you sign up? You go to bullseyeeventgroup.com and tailgate like a VIP. That's bullseyeeventgroup.com.
Had my first Finnish long drink at the Detroit City FC golf outing, by the way. Shout out Detroit City, though. Big win at Keyworth over the weekend.
Our boy MB, baby.
Michael Bryant.
With the stash.
Big D Energy Zone. Michael
Yes.
Bryant with the goal.
Way to go,
as
buddy.
they got the win. They greatly
Capitan.
increased their playoff chances. It's
Neal,
looking pretty good.
Neal, I was talking to my friend who's a big soccer guy over the weekend about DCFC. I was telling him, like, yeah, we've interviewed, multiple guys. He said Maxi's the best, like, he's pretty far and away the best player on the team. I'd agree with that. Is that a fair assessment?
It depends on what you're shopping for. I like goals.
Yeah.
So because goals are how they keep score and everything like that. I like goals. So, but I mean, like glue guys, yeah. Him and Steve Carroll, Michael Bryant certainly. They're definitely glue guys. Plus, they're friends of the show.
Who's the goal scorer?
They've kind of done it by committee, but Ben Morris, the lad from England, has been the guy. So as of late, so. Keep an eye on them as they come down the stretch, that marathon season. Rack says, I like Maxi's hustle. And, so keep an eye on them as they come down the stretch. Still, they go till October 14th. Season starts in March, goes till October. And it's soccer. Like, Maxi runs about 8 to 10 miles per game.
Yeah.
They got him the tracker on the GPS. It's pretty wild. Just like the Lions pregame show is pretty wild. Returns for another season of Lions football. The Golden Boy, the face of the network, the biggest star we've ever been graced with here at Woodward Sports. You see the watch on in the graphic right there. Jeff Iafrate. He's the host. That's how big the Lions pregame show is. 9:30 to 11:30. By the way, I'll be on with them for the Atlanta Falcons pregame show.
Hell yeah.
And I'll just be humbled to be there. I'll just be humbled to be there. Woodward Sports YouTube channel every Sunday. You guys are showing out. The viewership's explosive. I know it's because Jeff Iafrate's there, but you guys play a part in that too. So get your Lions fixed. We're doing Detroit Lions, and we're doing football better than anybody in this town times 100. That's factual. That's even Sexual.
So, and Jack Harrington.
Does take it in the back sometimes.
Yeah. Our very own Jack Harrington with breaking news. The New York Giants in negotiation with Milt Plum's agent.
Okay.
So we will see what happens there.
Reinforcements are on the way. They are on the way. But yeah, so that's all out there, and we're coming down the stretch of the show. Any kind of last words, D-Mac? What do you got going on?
A couple
Golf
things
day?
I was just coming across were sorry for my attention, but Spit and Chicklets. If you keep my boys Ryan Whitney and Paul Bizanet, who you find on the NHL broadcasts and stuff like this, just broke a story out of Columbus that Mike Babcock has asked the players to go through their phones and see what their pictures are to get to know them better over the summer. And I just said, what a fucking joke that is.
You want to see a dick pic, Babs?
No, I swear to God. So it was running. Look up under Spit and Chicklets. They got it running. But it's Babs up to his old shit. And somebody said that he did this in Toronto and it wasn't reported. But oh my God, you can't come on, man.
I love Spit and Chicklets, man. Biz and
Those guys are the best. And you know what? Like Biz just said, he just went off on somebody because they are the players' platform.
Yeah.
And we all sort of stick together and stuff. But breaking news, keep it posted because you talk about a shit show coming out of Columbus. I mean, this
it's
might
loading,
be
isn't it?
This is come on, dude. Seriously.
Your favorite coach you ever played for? I'm not going to get you in trouble. Don't respond to that.
Nah, I did disrespect to the people, right? It's just that's the bullshit, my way or the highway bullshit that he's on. Who does that? You know, and I'm not opposed to saying, hey, you got 5 of your favorite pictures in your phone. You mind if you send them to me or whatever like that, so I get to know, but not fucking taking go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Old Spenmo will be sending the reverse Spartan helmet pic.
Yeah.
See, here's the tack too. Is some of the guys they just load up their phone with just the most disgusting shit.
Thanks for getting me hard, JB.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that this is a good place to stop. I am pulling the ripcord and ejecting from the show.
I can't wait. Hey, yes, check out Mike Commodore, the Raging Redhead, to see what his comments on this are because it'll be epic.
I am not participating in Ryan's reactions comments, like talking about his wife riding him in my photos and all that. No.
I mean, He'd get real close with me if you look through my photos. That's for sure.
I'm sure they're great photos, Ryan. That's okay, everybody. We're out. Hey, thanks to KJ Wright, Annie Hoffman for setting it up. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Okay, enough, everybody. For DMAC, for BMG, for Spencer Raxter, I'm Neal Rhule. Thanks for watching Big D Energy. Well, see you later.